Well, depending upon where you live here in the Grand Valley, you might have seen a light little pulse of some snow over the last 45 minutes or so outside the backyard here in Grand Junction. We've got a solid dusting of some light snow over the last 45 minutes as a nice little pulse pushed right through. Now, right now, not too much going on. Overcast and cold out. Currently 23 in Grand Junction, 21 in Montrose, and already 13 degrees in Aspen. Now, we're talking about some light snow in Grand Junction. We're talking about some accumulating snow up in the high country. National Weather Service has issued another round of winter weather advisories for the central and northern mountains. How much snow will they get, and what can you expect Thursday, Friday, and into your upcoming weekend? Details in a couple more minutes.
In the wake of recent events nationwide, Colorado authorities are ramping up the standards to become a police officer. I'll tell you how that affects our local agencies.
One of the newest scams to hit Mesa County involves being told you've hit a multi-state jackpot, even if you've never played the lottery. The community gathered together tonight for a tree lighting event in Lincoln Park, all in honor of Delaney Clements.
News Channel 5 at 10 starts right now.
From the station that's always live, this is News Channel 5.
Good evening and thanks for choosing News Channel 5 at 10. I'm Jorma Duran.
And I'm Amber Freeman. The community is coming together to show support for 13-year-old Delaney Clements.
The young girl who has been fighting a rare form of childhood cancer for the past 5 years and inspired us all while doing so has sadly entered hospice care. Earlier, a tree lighting was held to honor her.
News Channel 5's Julia McGuire joins us now live from Lincoln Park where this tree lighting took place. And Julia, what does this lighting mean to Delaney?
Jorma and Amber, the Grand Junction Parks and Rec Department put this on to show Delaney that the community is aware and that they're standing behind her and all the others in the fight against childhood cancer.
Look at some of the things on it. Okay, let's go check.
When Delaney Clements was diagnosed with cancer 5 years ago, she had a choice in life: to sit back or to make a difference.
Delaney, she's been the shining light. She's hope. She's everything that every younger person wants to look up to.
Delaney chose to make a difference. She's captivated the heart of thousands, not just for her story, but for her mission to help keep the faith in other children diagnosed with such a devastating disease. That's why hundreds came out in support of Delaney and a tree lighting at Lincoln Park to let her know the community will help fight childhood cancer for her and for all the others diagnosed.
She's brought a community together, and what 13-year-old can say that they've done that?
Delaney, you have inspired Fruta and are our hero. Now we want you to meet yours.
Inspiring those she's never even met, engaging high schoolers across the valley to help Delaney meet her favorite singer, Taylor Swift, to show thanks for her commitment in fighting childhood cancer.
She gives everybody hope at the end of the day.
And the impact she's made on an entire community will last a lifetime.
Her spirit, I think, shows through in everybody. I mean, you didn't see lots of tears here. You saw smiles and cheer and, celebration. That's Delaney's job. She's doing it.
Because even though Delaney didn't choose cancer, she chose to make a difference. I was told the purple lights on the tree represent awareness for Delaney's form of cancer, neuroblastoma, while the gold ones represent all forms of childhood cancer. In Lincoln Park, I'm Julia McGuire, News Channel 5.
Julia, thank you. 14 elementary students took time to pay it forward and perform random acts of kindness for citizens of the Grand Valley today. Pear Park Elementary School's Honor Society students passed out bags of cookies and many kind words to people at the North Avenue Walmart. The Honor Society students baked 273 cookies to pass out to customers as a random act of kindness. Included with the fresh cookies were small cards with kind words that they hope will make a difference in someone's day.
They may be nervous at first, but once they start seeing people smile and the surprise on their face that it's free, that it makes them feel good and just makes them want to do more great things for people.
This Elementary Honor Society does various activities to support the community throughout the year, but according to the students, even despite the required hours of baking, this is one of their favorite activities.
Grand Junction Police and Fire respond to a car versus pedestrian accident this afternoon. where one woman was pronounced dead. The collision took place on Grand Avenue in between 1st and 2nd Street near Rite Aid. Officials say the vehicle was heading westbound on Grand Avenue when it struck the woman. Authorities say they received the call at 2:45 this afternoon. Officials say the silver Ford truck was making a left-hand turn onto Grand Avenue heading west when the woman was hit, right on the corner of 2nd and Grand. Both the police and fire department say that soon after they arrived, the woman was pronounced dead.
In the wake of increasing occurrences of police brutality across the nation, Colorado authorities are ramping up hiring standards for all law enforcement agencies.
The decision by the state's Peace Officers Standards and Training Board follow a growing debate over whether the hiring and certification process in Colorado is sufficient. News Channel 5 reporter Angel Russell spoke to our local police agencies on this change. She joined us now live at the Grand Junction Police Department.
And Angel, will these new rules affect the Grand Valley?
Well, German Amber, in speaking to both the Grand Junction and Fruita Police Departments, they told me we already have a tough standard when it comes to hiring officers here in the Grand Valley. However, that standard has not been mandated statewide, meaning that it will affect a lot of the smaller police departments.
O is offense.
A new wave of recruits are currently in training to wear a badge for the GJPD. And now the statewide requirement to be one of those recruits is now much tougher.
I think it's a symptom of nationwide concern about policing in America.
4310 copy.
Many states require comprehensive background investigations before they hire officers. But state law, for the most part in Colorado, leaves that up to local authorities to decide their requirements.
Colorado's probably lagging behind a little bit in terms of setting forth the requirements.
GJ Police Chief John Camper is also the vice chairman for the State Post Board. He says the new rules are nothing new to many of the larger police departments throughout the state.
They're already doing it and have been doing it, even if it wasn't necessarily required.
The new rules will now require all agencies to conduct a more thorough background investigation and more frequent psychological and physical evaluations, which could be a financial stress for many small police departments.
It's a real struggle for them. A psychological test that we do on everybody can run about $375. Some of the other testing, almost all the other testing that we do has a cost to it.
Regardless of the cost, Police Chief Camper says these tests are very important to ensure you're giving a badge and a gun to the right person. Now, the state mandate will go into effect come January 31st. Reporting live in Grand Junction for News Channel 5, I'm Angel Russell.
Thank you, Angel. Lottery scams are a worldwide issue, and it appears this problem has now surfaced in the Grand Valley. Officials with the Mesa County Sheriff's Department say that a local resident recently received a piece of mail indicating she was the winner of a multi-state lottery, later to find out it was a scam. According to the Federal Trade Commission, these scams are not uncommon, as 3.7 million Americans fell victim to foreign lottery scam operations back in 2007. Officials say this type of scam works to target a large amount of citizens in the same general area, and it's important to be cautious and to keep an eye out for the signs that it's not legit.
These type of scams, they rotate around all the time. Generally, though, they'll sort of go away, and when they come back, they have a new twist on them.
Lotteries do not, and I repeat this, do not ask for funds ahead of transferring or providing the funds for that prize to the winner.
Those who have fallen victim to lottery scams are encouraged to report it to non-emergency dispatch at 247-6707 or on the FBI website, ic3.gov.
The Land and Water Conservation Fund plays a large role in the quality of outdoor recreation in the state of Colorado, and the federally funded program is now looking at a short-term extension. After weeks of debate, Congress has decided to pass a 3-year reauthorization on the program dedicated to impacting state parks and outdoor recreation. According to officials with Colorado Parks and Wildlife, the state saw a total of $750,000 in 2014.
If you look at the state of Colorado, there have been many parks and many projects that have gone towards enhancing outdoor recreation in perpetuity. So overall, the state has benefited all the citizens of the state.
According to the Center for Western Priorities, the bill authorizing a permanent renewal of the Land and Water Conservation Fund now has 200 bipartisan co-sponsors.
The holiday season just got a whole lot brighter for 18 people today. Several foreigners from 11 different countries became American citizens after taking the oath of allegiance at the federal courthouse in Grand Junction. Citizenship gives these people nearly all the same benefits and rights that the Constitution gives those who were born in the U.S., including the right to vote. One of the new citizens says she can't even describe how she's feeling now that she's officially an American.
I was so thrilled and happy, and the feelings, I cannot describe the feelings. I'm just so happy.
Today, new citizens came from Austria, Canada, the Czech Republic, Mexico, Peru, the Philippines, Poland, South Africa, Thailand, Vietnam, and the United Kingdom.
Okay, for those of you who entered to win a $50 gas card, we now have tonight's winner.
Congratulations to Tierra Hillman. You have won a $50 gas card. You have until the end of the show to claim your card by calling 242-5000, and you have 2 weeks to pick up the card. And if you'd like a chance to win your very own $50 gas card, you can simply enter by heading to westernslopenow.com or go to Ed Bozarth, Mark Miller Chevrolet Buick.
Coming up on News Channel 5 at 10, new federal regulations may soon change the way you see that adult beverage you order at your favorite restaurant.
The newest report highlighting the trends occurring in teen drug users is released. Find out what's changing in the United States when News Channel 5 at 10 returns.
From the station that's always live, this is News Channel 5 with Jorma Duran and Amber Freeman. Chief Meteorologist Greg Rule with weather and Adam Lucas with sports. News Channel 5 at 10 p.m.
The Food and Drug Administration has set new regulations that will require craft brewers to list nutritional facts on their alcoholic beverages if they want to remain on the menu at chain restaurants. But local brewers like Krex say they're already one step ahead. Currently, the local brewery tests their beers twice a year to check for contamination and to provide precise alcohol content to their customers. And as a byproduct, officials here say they also receive the nutritional facts. Krex says most brewers have no problem with transparency. The real issue is cost. Spending nearly $300 per brand per year to perform testing on their brew, officials say it could eventually inhibit them from getting crafty with seasonal beers.
The big things with regulations that come down the line is for a small business, it always impacts us more than big business, just because our bottom line and our cash flow is so much smaller. So any new regulations that are ever put in are usually a larger cost to us.
Now, since Krex does provide to at least 5 of the 40-plus Old Chicago's chain, it's still not clear whether or not this craft brewery will need to provide nutritional facts, since the FDA regulation states that it will provide flexibility when and how establishments meet this provision.
The National Institute on Drug Abuse has released its annual report on teen drug use in America.
Researchers say the survey shows some positive trends as well as some that are cause for concern. Marley Hall reports.
Cigarette smoking among teenagers is at its lowest level since the government's Monitoring the Future survey began in the 1970s. Researchers say 5.5% of high school seniors smoke, down from 10.7% in 2010. Alcohol use also dropped significantly, but the use of e-cigarettes and hookahs remains high. The number of teens smoking marijuana hasn't changed, although researchers were startled to find 6% of high school seniors smoke it every day.
That surprises me that more kids are getting high on marijuana on a daily basis than smoking cigarettes.
Despite the ongoing opioid overdose epidemic, the number of teenagers abusing prescription painkillers continue to decline. A decade ago, 1 in 10 high school seniors reported abusing prescription opioids. Now that number is 1 in 20.
These are the painkillers that have been killing so many people in this country. And teenagers seem to be getting the message that these are dangerous drugs.
Heroin use is also at the lowest rate since the survey began, but abuse of the stimulant Adderall, which is typically given for ADHD, remains high. Marley Hall, CBS News, New York.
The survey involved nearly 45,000 students nationwide in public and private schools. Researchers say that could mean heroin use might be underreported because the survey does not take into account teenagers who dropped out of school.
Still to come on News Channel 5 at 10. After a month-long break, the CMU wrestling team hits the mat in preparation for Sunday's Reno Tournament of Champions. Sports Director Adam Lucas has a preview.
And 10 degrees below average today. Will we warm up for your Thursday? That answer after the break. Don't go anywhere, but first, here's your road report.